All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about how AI is completely rewriting the rules for brand messaging. It's taking it from a one-way broadcast into a super dynamic one-on-one conversation. We're moving past those static campaigns and into this world where brands can literally talk to millions of people, individually, all at the same time. So let's break down how it all works.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? For pretty much every marketer out there. In a world that is just so incredibly noisy, how do you even get heard? It used to be enough to just have a catchy slogan, but now the game has totally changed. It's all about getting the right message to the right person at exactly the right moment. And the pressure to get this right is just immense. And it's really coming from three different directions. First, your customers. They now expect you to know them, like personally. Second, they're everywhere, on a dozen different channels, and they want that experience to be seamless. And, to top it all off, our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter, so you've just a couple of seconds to make an impact. So to really understand where we're going, we first have to take a quick look at where we've been. For decades, brand messaging followed this really structured, kind of top-down playbook. And yeah, it had its strengths, but it also came with some serious limitations. Now, to be fair, this old playbook wasn't all bad. You can think of it like a perfectly conducted orchestra, right? Every instrument is playing from the exact same sheet of music. And this gave brands a really powerful, consistent voice, and importantly, a ton of control. Everything was predictable, it was safe, it was reliable. But that reliability, it came at a huge cost: speed. The model was just slow. You were targeting these massive generic groups, demographics, not actual people. And by the time you learned anything useful from a campaign, that opportunity was long gone. You were basically always driving while looking in the rearview mirror. And this is where AI just storms onto the scene. It tackles every single one of those problems with what I like to call its three superpowers: precision, speed, and just unbelievable scale. These are capabilities that were pure science fiction just a few years back. So what does this actually let you do? Well, it means you can stop guessing and start knowing. You can create audience groups based on what people actually do, not just how old they are. It means your content can basically shapeshift for every single one of those groups. You can connect with someone based on where they are, right now, in this moment. And maybe the best part of all, you can learn and get better on the fly, not weeks after the fact.
Okay, so let's put these two approaches side by side. It really helps to see just how fundamental this shift actually is.
Okay, so here's the crucial point. We are moving from this old set it and forget it model to a living, breathing, learning system. The old way was static, and you only optimized after the campaign was over. The new AI-powered approach, it's dynamic, it's adaptive, and it gets better during the campaign. When you break it down like this, you start to see a really clear pattern. Just look at that impact column. Every single time we swap out a slow, rigid process for a real-time adaptive one, the result is this huge leap in performance. We go from guessing about demographics to knowing based on behavior, and boom, relevance skyrockets. We go from fixed creative to automated adjustments, and engagement just soars. It is a complete upgrade right across the board. Theory is great, right? But what does this stuff actually look like out there in the wild? Let's check out a few examples that you've probably already interacted with today and maybe didn't even realize it. Okay, let's take email marketing. This is so much more than just putting someone's first name in the subject line. We're talking about emails where the product recommendations, the headlines, even the call to action buttons can all change for every single person based on what they just browsed or bought. Or think about landing pages. With AI, a landing page can show a totally different headline to someone who clicked from a TikTok ad versus someone who came from a Google search. The copy itself can adapt based on their location or pages they've seen before on your site, making it instantly way more relevant. And this is a huge game changer for advertising. Instead of having to wait for a campaign to end to see what worked, AI can analyze performance in real time and automatically swap out images or copy that just aren't cutting it. It's like having 1,000 little experiments all running at once, constantly finding the most effective message.
So, the million-dollar question: how do you actually make this shift happen? Because it's not as simple as just buying some new software. It really requires a whole new way of thinking, a framework for success that balances the crazy power of AI with smart human strategy.
This quote from upGrowth really just nails it. AI gives you the scale to have millions of conversations at once, but it's human judgment that provides the soul. The goal isn't just to be relevant, it's to be authentic, and to make sure that every single personalized message still sounds and feels like your brand. The most effective way to manage all this is to think of it as a continuous loop. You start by pulling in data from all your different customer touchpoints. Then you let machine learning do its thing, recognizing patterns, identifying valuable segments. Next, you implement your strategy and deploy that personalized content. And finally, you optimize based on what's happening in real time, which feeds new data right back into the start of the loop. It just keeps getting smarter.
But of course, it's not without its challenges. There's a really fine line between helpful personalization and, well, creepy personalization. Automated content can easily dilute your brand voice if you're not careful. And data privacy is and must be absolutely paramount. Success really depends on managing these risks with a clear strategy and constant human oversight.
So, we've seen how AI has basically turned brand messaging from a static announcement into this living, evolving conversation. It's a massive shift for sure, and the brands that adapt are going to have a huge advantage. So the only question left is the one for you. Is your strategy ready to adapt? Thanks for tuning in to The Explain.